hasn't got a clue, has he? He really, really hasn't got a clue. Yeah, welcome back to Devils TV, everybody that's really trying on YouTube. And yeah, I didn't make a match reaction last night because I was that annoyed from the result. Honestly, like, thinking about that game just makes me so annoyed about how United have performed recently. You know, we went 2-0 up, you know, and you're thinking, you know what, this is the turnaround Eric Ten Hag needs. We're going to smash him 3 or 4-0 and have a convincing performance. Nope. Like our majority of last season, we concede 2 goals and we drop. Like, I want to know what Ten Hag's record is in Europe, because after that first season, when we got to the quarterfinals or semi-finals, whatever it was, we've been crap. Champions League, we went out the group stage. We're now sitting 21st in the Europa League table, and our league form isn't any better. Like, Eric Ten Hag is clearly out of his depth, and it pains me to say it because I've backed this manager for so long. But on the sidelines when we were conceding the goals, he looked clueless. Like, he looks stressed. He looks like he's not methodical anymore. Like, he's not the manager when he came in. And obviously, I've mentioned a few times that United, as an actual club and the toxicity around the club, we devalue players, we demotivate managers, we destyle everything about this football club. And it's frustrating as anything, because you thought under Ineos, under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it was going to be completely different. We're going to see a turnaround of a new Manchester United. But realistically, Eric Ten Hag's just out of his depth now. And I'm still going to support the manager while he's the manager. But like I've said in previous videos, he's not good enough now. It's took me so long to see it. I'm not going to sit here screaming manager out like a few of the other channel creators are out there at the moment. But at the end of the day, you've got to have a look. And it pains me because just the way we're playing. I mean, Robbie Savage, right? I've got a message for you, because at the end of the day, right, your agenda towards Manchester United is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. I don't know what history you've got with Manchester United, but clearly you've got some sort of agenda towards us. Is it because we let your son go, or because we didn't sign you, or you had an argument with Fergie in the past? I have no idea. But when you're trying to push your agenda onto Bruno Fernandes, that is 2 red cards in 2 games. All right, statistically, yes, Bruno got 2 red cards for the Spurs and for the game last night against Porto. But that was never a red card and should have been sent off. So technically, it's a red card. I don't know what's up with Bruno Fernandes. That challenge where he had a high foot was ridiculous when he was already on a yellow card. It wasn't a yellow card because he made contact. It was a yellow card because of how dangerous it was. Because if he took that player's head clean off, then it's a red card instantly. So the ref had to give him a yellow card for having a high foot. So does Bruno not want to play for us anymore? Like, I really don't understand what has happened to our captain this season, because he has just been the shell of the player that's carried us since he's joined, and he's turned into every other player that we thought he wasn't. You know, he's unmotivated, he looks like he doesn't care, he's not fighting for the badge, he just looks like he's emotionally he's in the abyss, and I don't know how he's going to pull himself out of it. Does he want to leave the club? Is it because he's Ten Hag out? Is it because he doesn't like the style of play? I don't know, but as your captain, he's supposed to be coming out and speaking, and Bruno Fernandes has just been off it all season. But it's not just his performances, it's his attitude, it's the way he carries himself. Everything about Bruno this season has been completely off, and it's really, really concerning when we're supposed to look at him and be like, you're our club captain. And obviously, I don't know if you know about this on the channel, but I've had the fortunate to be able to go and have a season ticket this season for Manchester United. It's my first season as a season ticket holder. Bloody hell, what a debut that is for actually being a season ticket holder. But you see things at games that are completely different than on TV. And you see the way that the players communicate, you see the way that the players run, you see the way the players are just because obviously you've got an eagle-eyed vision and you can watch everything at once instead of what the camera shows you on the TV. And the negativity that I've seen from watching it on the TV to watching it actually at the stadium is completely different. And it's a Manchester United that I didn't really wanted to believe that existed, because obviously you had so many fans already out there saying that these players aren't good enough or the manager isn't good enough, and they've made that agenda or that topic of conversation on public to a lot of people. But I'm one of them people where I don't believe something until I actually experience it for myself. And the difference is, by having a season ticket this season for my first time, I've looked at the players and I've looked at the manager and I've looked at the atmosphere and everything, and Old Trafford is just dull. The players are just not with it. The manager seems absolutely clueless, and it pains me because it's like when you find out it's like Father Christmas isn't real. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything you believed in that was perfect and you can't wait for Christmas time. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Manchester United come around, you're at the stadium, and it's completely different to what you think it is because you find out the truth. And the style of play just isn't good enough. I get what Erik ten Hag's trying to do, but it's not working, Eric. You can't just drill into these players your way because it's clearly not working now. The amount of goals we've conceded under you is ridiculous. You're the highest manager post-Fergie who's conceded 3+ goals. It wasn't even this bad under Ole, under Mourinho, under Van Gaal, under Moyes. You are the worst manager when it comes to conceding 3+ goals. It's ridiculous. You've had so much money spent on you. And I don't understand where we can go from here, because I don't think you're going to get sacked anytime soon. I think he's here till Christmas. If Ineos are smart about it, they won't make the rational decision. But they've got to look at Ten Hag and be like, listen, you need to change something because this isn't working. You went 2-0 up, right? And the mentality, you bottle it. And that Porto striker, by the way, looks far better than Xerxes or Rasmus Højlund. I just don't know, because when we're playing, it's like we're the only team in the world that plays the way that we play. Like, you see, like, bits from Arsenal, bit of City, a bit of Liverpool, like, the big clubs in England, and they all have similar traits, you know, the way they shape, the way that their players run, the way that the energy levels are. We're the only team that plays out wide with so much distance between each player, and there's hardly any, like, relentlessness between the players. Like, the players don't look like they care. They look like they just look flat and pragmatic. And you can't play the style of football that Erik ten Hag wants to play with these type of players. Now, I'm not blaming the players because these are Erik ten Hag's tactics. A majority of them are Erik ten Hag players. So I really don't know why Erik ten Hag's trying to force this style of play when he can see we're dropping points and losing games and drawing games left, right and centre. Yes, it's all good when you beat Southampton 3-0 or when you beat Barnsley 7-0, but you're supposed to be beating these teams anyway, Eric. The reason why Manchester United have dropped so far under Erik ten Hag is because we can't compete against mediocre teams. Never mind the big teams. It's all right beating Man City in the FA Cup final. One of the greatest days as a fan for me, because I'm such a young fan. I'm not experienced many trophies, but at the same time I look at it and I'm like, you should have been sacked from that season, Eric. How did I not see it from all the way back then? You shouldn't have been kept based off one game. Van Gaal got sacked after winning the FA Cup, so should you. And Van Gaal had an arguably better season than you did last season. So I feel like that the timing of Ineos coming as well has really affected the appointmentship of the manager as well, because I feel like that if Ineos came in for their first summer, got rid of the manager, had to bring in a load of new players, it would have been a massive bad luck on them. But I feel like now they can say, right, well, we've backed the manager, we've brought in players, and at the end of the day, he's proven he's not good enough to take this club where we want it to be. You've got Omar Breda like talking about Manchester United to be challenging for the title in the 27-28 season. Like, I get it, that's a few seasons away, but we've been rotting for over a decade. I can't see the next 3 to 4 years United turn this around completely and start challenging for the title. I have no faith in this club. I'm always going to support this club because, you know, I'm a local Manchester lad and I'll support Manchester United. But at the same time, I have no faith that this club is going to be challenging for titles any soon. Like, I'm really grateful for what Erik ten Hag has done where he's won us 2 domestic trophies. But at the same time, you've got to look at it, like, the chickens have come home to roost now, Eric, and your time's up, unfortunately. And I don't understand why Ineos haven't sacked him already. I feel like you, because I have no faith for us against Villa. Villa are title contenders, in my opinion, but like in the shadows, like, no one's giving Villa a chance. They've just beaten Bayern Munich in the Champions League. They've been in around the top 4 for the last 2 seasons now. Unai Emery, for me, is the second best manager in the league. I have no faith for us going into that game against Aston Villa. It's absolutely petrifying to what they're going to do to us at Villa Park. But anyway, my rant's over about Eric Ten Hag. We performed well for the first 20 minutes. We performed perfect, actually, for the first 20 minutes. And just in United typical fashion, or United under Ten Hag typically fashion, we bottle it again. And how many times do we have to see this under Ten Hag where we're winning a game and then we lose it or we draw? It's that's what I mean as well. If it weren't for Harry Maguire in the 90th minute scoring a header from a corner, I don't know what the reaction is going to be from Eric Ten Hag. Like, it's bad how easy we are to beat, and you know what? Probably knowing Eric Ten Hag's luck, he's going to win a scrappy 1-0 against Aston Villa. So I really don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, I've ranted on long enough. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.